Well, there's 2 more days worth. I wonder what's holding this truck together. Oh boy, that's a mess. Well now, that's interesting. Looks like they made them an inner rocker panel. Just make it out of a little bit of Bondo. Great. Wonderful. Beautiful. Another beautiful day in Kentucky. Welcome to the channel. Those of you that haven't subscribed, please do so. I'm running about 80% of non-subscribers on views, and I'd appreciate it if you click that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything and sure would help me out. Let's get in the shop today and see what we got going on. Okay, I want to give you a look at what I've got done on the door. I've got, of course, the first layer of stranded Bondo fiberglass, and I'm going to block this off some, and then I'm going to put a skim coat of regular Bondo on it, see if we can get the door in shape here today. So let's get started on that. This is what I use just for the door gaps, just a piece of coarse grit DA paper on a paint stick. You can kind of work it down through there, get the line better. Up there I'm a little bit wider than I am back here, so back here it's going to be a little more of a challenge, but I still think I can get it in there to get it cut. So. always try to watch on these door lines. You don't want a big bunch of buildup of Bondo. So when you open the door, you're going down through here and the door looks thin, 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 then it gets down at the bottom and it's real thick. Always try to make sure that the door is out a little bit further than the cab corner. That way if you have to put anything filler on it, then you can put it on the cab corner rather than on the edge of the door. And it just makes a little bit better looking job. I haven't put anything on this yet, basically because I run out. I only had about a partial quart of stranded reinforced Bondo, so I had to order some more. Hasn't got here yet. Now I'm just going to make a one-sided so I can get it in the groove here hopefully and get this sanded out a little bit. So that's how I try to get the door lines straight. Any of you guys got any better ideas on these old trucks, feel free to make a comment on it. That's the way I usually end up doing it. As you can see right here, I'm going to put a little more filler in right in here and right in there in the back side of that. The rest of it's not bad at all. Got a little place up here we need some more in, obviously. All right, I'm going to finish blocking this off down here, and then I'm going to mix up some Bondo and put a coat of Bondo on it. Okay, here's with one skim coat of just regular Bondo. I use Evercoat Rage Gold. I like it because it sands good and leaves very few pits. But you can see there, I've just sort of skimmed over the other. Trying to keep it out of the door gaps, of course. Same way up here. This door's got a little lip in on it. You can see I'm gonna have to put a little bit of filler on the edge of it there to get it out true with the fender. There's not much else we can do. if I try to beat it out any, it's gonna still leave an indention there. Not gonna really help you a lot. So it's coming along. Hopefully when I get this door done, the rest of the truck is not gonna be too bad. The passenger's door is good. All the rest of the cab, other than a few dents here and there that I've got to pull that they just had Bondo in. A little bit of welding up for some trim holes, and then we'll be ready for to shoot it in epoxy primer. Probably in the next few days. As soon as I get this door worked out good with the fender and the cow piece, I'm going to pull the doghouse back off and then pull this door off and take the windshield out. I haven't done that yet because I wanted to make sure I got a good fit on the door, because this door was the worst one as far as gaps and alignment. So still latching and closing good. That's what we're striving for. Of course, the bear claw latches helped that a bunch, obviously, and made the door latch like it's supposed to. The only thing I'm still needing to do is I've got a little issue there. There's a dent that I missed on the rocker. You can see right there in the center of that Bondo, a little indentation there. So I'm gonna get the stud gun back out, try to see if I can pull some of that out so I don't have so much Bondo there. I thought it was not such a bad dent, but it's pretty deep, so I don't want to gob a bunch of filler in that if I don't have to. That's where we're at. I wanted to show you on this back cab dent that I pulled out. I just put 2 studs there and pulled it straight out. It'll require just a minute amount of filler. And I also have one on this other side here I want to show you, and I just welded the stud on. There it is. You can see it's a pretty good sized dent. So I'm going to put you on the tripod here and see if we can get this pulled out here as you watch. Okay, here's a pretty good view of it here, and I'm going to put the stud gun or the stud puller on it down. You see it as it comes out. And I'll just continue on around. There's several small places like that on the truck, and I'm gonna have to go back and pull. But they'll go actually pretty quick. It's not really hard to get those worked out. We've got these spots here where there was chrome molding that they just put Bondo in. We're gonna chisel that out and fill those in. We've got 2 areas here to address. There's one hole right here and one here and here. So I'm gonna try to just weld those up. I believe it's thick enough to do it. The rest of the truck is pretty decent shape. I'm sure I'll run into a few more cab dents that I'll have to pull, but we'll just address those as we get to them. It's kind of hard to go over the whole thing and find them all at one time. For me, for a good body man, probably not, but for me, it is. I was hoping to have the driver's door and the windshield out this week, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Still working on the door. I'll show you that here in a few minutes, how we're moving on that. Okay, so today I got in the inner rocker panel that goes in, so I'm going to cut the line on this floor so I can get the old rocker panel out. I've got it marked across there. Looks like we got some more fill work up here that I'll probably have to address when I cut it out if it's not metal, and it doesn't look like it is. So, but let's get busy here and see if we can get this cut out. Try to set the camera over where you can still see some of what I'm doing here. Okay, as you can probably tell as I was cutting that, up in here we've got filler and Bondo, so I'm sure we're gonna have to probably put some kind of floor patch in. Looks like they scabbed some stuff underneath it. But what I'm gonna do next is get under here and get the old inner structure out. The jack struck up, put it on jack stands. So I'll show you what we've got under there when I get it jacked up here and take a look at it. All right, here's what we have underneath here. As you can see, where I cut the line there and where the rust is on the inner structure. So what I'll do is I'll take out both of these bolts and get this old rocker, inner rocker out from down here on the rocker panel, which doesn't look like it's going to be much trouble. I'll probably cut it right up here, right on this side of this cab support, and butt it there, and try to get the new one back in. So I'm gonna start cutting this out, and I'll be back with you when I get it cut out. Okay, so here's what we've done. I've bent a piece that goes down under there, punched holes in the side of it, so I'm gonna tack it to the underneath side. And I'll show you here shortly what I've got on the underneath side. I'm gonna weld this continuously along here. One thing, I'm not worried about warpage, and the next thing is it'll make the floor stronger rather than just using the spots, which I initially thought I would do. So I'll set you up here and I'm going to continue to weld this. Okay, so in order to prep the panel to weld in, I'm going to use my, as you can see here, I've punched holes along the bottom where it welds to the outer rocker skin. And all I'm using on that is this tool here. It's a relatively inexpensive tool, but it's got a flanging tool and a hole punch in it. And you just show you how this works. You just set it up to wherever you want the hole punched, and it makes a perfect hole. So we'll just put our spot welds along the bottom there, and I'll weld this top end to the floor, and I'll show you that when we get to that point. I've got the front cut off to where I can butt it against the cab mount. This is the back hole here on the bottom for the bolts that's in the cab support. And I'm just going to try to get all of this material here back in it. We'll see how it works out. see all the way to the kick panel, the toe kick. I'll get back up there where there's good metal, which I think there is right there, and clean all of this off, and then just patch this area here and over on this side. Bad. Back here I've got to do the same. I'm going to have to just make a little corner patch right there for that. Just to go from there to there and tack it in. It's hard to see here, but I'm trying to get back as far as I can to get under the truck. But this is the piece here that you've seen on top that I welded in, and I went ahead and punched holes here where I can tack it to this inner rocker structure, which will make the floor extra solid all the way along there. Back here, I've still got to put a piece in right here to that, like I'm going to do on the top, and push this up right here and weld this so across here, and that'll make that all solid across it. Went ahead and welded it to the cab mount brace on there. So got a weld on the bottom of that, as you can see there. So other than just some fill work, and of course you got to put a piece in up here at the front in the corner of the floor here, so I'll just extend this on up to here and pull this out even with this and weld that in. I'll show you what that looks like when we get that done. But it's a sight a lot better than what it was. It was rather a mess under here, but I expected such. The driver's side is going to be probably pretty much similar to what you see here. Pretty much same thing. So, but we'll go ahead and spot this in across here. Like I say, that'll really help the rigidity of the floor. It's solid now, but it'll just make it even more better because it's going to tie it into the rocker panel itself like it's supposed to be. Still got another weld I missed right here to get in, but all in all, pretty good day's work. Looks like I'm through welding for the day. I'm out of shielding gas. I've got to get that refilled, but we've got enough accomplished. That's okay. So that's a wrap for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll get back after it next week and see if we can get it any closer to ready to put some primer on and eventually get the thing painted. Have a good day.